All right, boys and girls, in just a minute, when they tell you to stand, everybody just stand up. Our voices are off. Kindergarten, you're going to stand up and you're going to face the American flag first. We're going to say those pledges, and then we're going to turn and we're going to do the Texas pledge, and then we're going to all sit down. I'm going to see how quiet you guys can be. Does that sound good?
Good morning, Bentley Blazers. Today is Wednesday, February 26, 2020. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now for the Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence. You may be seated. Now for Mrs. Bronski.
Okay, Blazers, so this morning we have a special presentation. We have Miss Sally, who is with the Sugarland Skeeters, here to kick off our reading program where you can earn some free tickets to go to the Skeeters baseball game, all right? So I'm going to see excellent audience behavior. You're going to get ready. Are you ready to have some fun?
In here. I know you can do better than that. Good morning. Good morning. Much better. So my name is Sally. I work with the Sugarland Skeeters baseball team. How many of you have been to a Skeeters game? Awesome. How many of you want to come to a Skeeters game? All right. Well, I will tell you how you can do that in a little bit. But the reason I'm here today is to talk about our reading program. So who loves to read? Good. We love reading at the Skeeters, and we love to hear that you guys love to read. So that's what we're here to talk to you today. But before I really get started, I actually did not come by myself today. I brought my very best friend with me from the Skeeters. Now he is a little bit bigger than I am. It's a little bit fuzzier, and he's very green. His name is Swatson. But do you guys see Swatson up here? No. We got up here, we got set up. Swatson got a little nervous and he ran backstage. But I think if we offer him some encouragement and cheer him on, maybe he'll come join us. So can y'all cheer for Swatson? This is Swatson. He is our mosquito mascot. Don't worry, he's a very friendly mosquito. And now Swatson has been very busy. Of course, we're getting ready for baseball season, so we've been busy getting ready for that in the off season. Swatson was busy with our holiday lights we had at the stadium. He did some fun stuff for Valentine's Day. But there's one other very big thing Swatson has been working on. You want to share it with them? Swatson is running for president. Yes, Swatson has decided to run for president. So his big project has been his campaign. So when it came time to kick off our reading program, we always have a story for you all. And we thought, what better of a story this year than to write about Swatson running for president. So this is the story we're going to tell you today. Y'all ready? All right, let's get started. One bright, sunny afternoon, Swatson was out taking his daily jog to stay fit for baseball season. As he ran through his neighborhood, passing house after house, he arrived at the local park where he loved to exercise. Swatson jogged down his favorite path until he saw a trash can overflowing with trash. He was disappointed to see most of the materials in the can could be recycled instead of thrown out. Gee, it sure would be nice if we recycled instead. Someone should do something, Swatson thought to himself. He shook his head and continued his run through the neighborhood. He jogged and jogged until he saw a school playground where children were playing. As he passed by, Swatson saw a big kid shoving a little kid while several other children watched, but did nothing. Why won't those kids help him? Someone should do something, said Swatson sadly. The children returned to class, and Swatson continued his jog. A few blocks later, he saw the neighborhood community center and decided to stop inside for some water. Swatson noticed the building and all of the activities in it were very run down. Man, I remember how much fun I used to have here. They could really use help fixing up the building. Someone should do something, Swatson sighed. Swatson left the community center and returned home. He sat down on his favorite chair to rest and began to think about everything he'd seen on his jog. The messy park, the playground bully, and the old community center. If all of those problems seemed so simple to fix, why are they still there? Someone should do something. Swatson paused thoughtfully for a moment. Wait, I'm someone. I could do something to help fix these problems, he exclaimed. The next day, Swatson set out to find a way to help fix all of the problems he had seen on his jog. He went to the park and set up a recycling bin to start sorting out the trash. He stopped at the school to talk to the counselor about creating an anti-bullying program. He went to the community center with his own supplies to start cleaning it up and repairing broken games. Swatson spent the whole week working on his project. Every day that he worked, more and more people noticed and started to ask how they could help. At the end of the week, he realized that he had a whole group of new friends volunteering for the benefit of the community. Well, Swatson, don't you realize it is because of you, said one person. You are the one that led by example. You noticed the problems and stepped up to fix them. You know, Swatson, you should consider leading people more often. You have such great potential, they exclaimed. Swatson was flattered by the praise and took the suggestion to heart. Over the next few years, he worked hard to continue helping his community. He joined the city council where he continued to get encouragement to obtain higher leadership positions. Swatson loved being more involved. After that, Swatson decided to run for mayor of his city, and he won. He continued to improve the community and be a great leader. As much as he loved it, though, he wanted to help more than just his city. Swatson then got the idea to work at the state governor's office. He was hired on and able to help on a much bigger scale. He worked hard there for a while, but still, Swatson wanted to do more. One day, he started to think about ways he could continue his path as leader. Suddenly, an idea occurred to him. But wait, is this a good idea? Is this too much? I do like to think big, he thought to himself. Swatson knew his next step was to spend time at his local library doing research, followed by discussing his idea with friends and family, and finally speaking with local community leaders. After some reassurance, advice, and plenty of research, Swatson knew what he would do. That's it, I'm running for president. Now that Swatson had decided he wanted to run for president, he knew he would need some help. His first step was to hire a campaign manager to help run his campaign. Next, what does that say? Oh, yes, I will be your campaign manager, Swatson. Next, he made buttons, flyers, posters, and banners to spread the word that he was up for election. Swatson's campaign manager set up a press conference to announce that Swatson was running for president. Once Swatson had all of his materials prepared, he went on the road and traveled all over the country to convince people that he was right for the position of president. As he traveled, Swatson also made sure he volunteered his time, showing people how to take charge of improving their own communities. He knew that one person was not enough to make such a big change, and that he would need all of these communities behind him. After spending a few weeks spreading the word of his campaign and making a name for himself through his good work, Swatson's campaign manager told him it was time to prepare for the big debate against his opponent. Swatson, the debate is a very important step in the election process and will be televised live for the entire country to watch. Be sure to treat the other candidate with respect by being polite, listening, and not interrupting when they speak. Review what you have learned about the issues because this is your chance to show everyone watching that you are the best candidate. You want to be comfortable with the information so you can speak clearly and confidently. The voters want to see a leader who is sure of himself and a good speaker. You have worked really hard, so I know you will go out there tomorrow and do a great job. The next day, Swatson walked nervously on stage to the microphone next to his opponent. He was ready to make a great impression. The moderator explained the rules and the debate began. Swatson's opponent won the coin flip and was given first chance to respond. As questions were asked, Swatson began to notice that his opponent kept bringing up problems and complaining while offering no solutions. Swatson thought to himself, wow, I'm glad I did plenty of research and really studied ways to make improvements with new ideas. Swatson was patient and maintained a positive attitude, even when the other candidate was rude and interrupted him. Swatson knew he needed to be the bigger person. If Swatson did become president, he would work with many people with different views, and it was important to listen and take their opinions into consideration. After all the questions were finished, Swatson and his opponent shook hands and said goodbye to the audience. The next day, Swatson prepared himself for his final speech of the campaign. He spent the entire morning practicing in front of a mirror and studying his notes. Finally, it was time to speak. Swatson took the podium, his speech notes in hand. Tomorrow is the big day, the day you, the voter, choose the next president and leader of this country, Swatson said confidently. I would like to take this time to remind you what skills a leader should display to help you make the best choice. Even if you do not vote for me, it is my hope that you choose a leader with these skills. A good leader must listen to others, hear their opinions, and make decisions based on the facts. They must earn the respect and trust of the people through honesty and leading by example. A positive attitude is the key to success as a leader works with their team, the country, and the rest of the world. They should develop solutions to problems and seek help to find the best way to fix an issue rather than just complaining. The best leader encourages others to work hard through positive motivation and recognition. All leaders should have a strong education, but should still continue to grow through research and reading. I strongly suggest you vote for someone that holds these qualities and traits. I feel that I have these skills, so I hope you consider voting for me. Now that I have spoken to you one last time before the election, it is time for your voice to be heard. Whether you vote for me or my opponent, make sure you get out there and vote, Swatson said cheerfully. The night flew by, and before Swatson knew it, it was the next morning and time to vote. As Swatson filled out his ballot and checked off his name, he thought about everything he did to get there. From his humble beginnings helping his community, to traveling the country showing people why he would be a good leader, to the big debate and his final speech, Swatson was proud of his journey. He hoped his actions would be enough to win the hearts of the people, but it was now in the hands of the voters to determine the next president. Swatson would just have to wait and see. All right, so obviously the election has not quite happened yet, but who would vote for Swatson? Awesome, because I definitely plan on voting for Swatson. Like I said, Swatson has been doing such a great job with his campaign, and he has really stepped up as leader. You can put those hands down. So Swatson has really stepped up as a leader, and if you heard in his final speech, he talked all about what being a good leader means. So we thought that some of those tips could also apply to you all, even if you are not running for president, how you can even just be a leader in your own classroom. So this is Swatson's board. Swatson, you want to turn it around? All right, so this is Swatson's leaderboard. We have a tip for each letter on how you can be a leader. So I'm going to say the tip. I want all of you to repeat it after me. Can y'all do that? All right, our first one. Listen to others.
Listen to others.
Yes, so you want to make sure that you are listening to each other. You're not always the one talking. You are listening to each other, giving everyone a chance to talk. Earn respect.
Earn respect.
Yes, so of course you want to be respectful respectful to each other, but you can also earn respect by being honest and leading with a good example. Attitude is key. Yes, so attitude is very important. If you have a negative attitude all the time, you're going to start to bring others down. But if you keep that positive attitude, you can help bring others up and be positive. Develop solutions. So that means if you see a problem, come up with a way to fix it. Maybe you aren't sure, but you guys can work together on finding that solution on how to fix the problem. Encourage others. Yes, so make sure you are motivating and uplifting each other, encouraging each other. Again, if you see somebody that needs help, give a hand and help them out. And our final one, research and read. Yes, because even the best leaders do not know everything, but they continue to learn and continue to grow through research and reading. Just like Swanson did a lot of research in his process to become president. So, like I said, these are our leader tips on how each and every one of you can also be a leader. So do you think you can follow these tips for us? Awesome, awesome. All right, now, like I said, Swanson running for president. President is a very big example of a leader, but there are many more examples. And Swanson, I think, wants to see if 2 students want to come up here and tell us an example of what they think a leader is. All right, so we have David and Elsie up here. David's example of being a leader is to take care of others, and Elsie is to be kind to everyone. So let's give them a round of applause. So those are great examples of how you can be a leader in your own classroom. Now, this last one, like I said, research and reading. Remember we talked about how important reading is. We do believe that readers are leaders. So one more time, who loves to read? All right, how many of you think you could read 1 book? What about 2? 3 books? All right, who can read 4 books? Awesome, you can put those hands down. All right, well, we know 4 books sounds pretty easy, but guess what, guys? If you can read 4 books, we are going to give you 2 free tickets to a Skeeters game, all right? Yes, so after this, you are all going to get a copy of Swanson's book, and you are also going to get a bookmark that looks like this, just a little bit smaller. This one was made for Swanson, but on this bookmark is where you will put your name and your school, and then the titles of those 4 books that you read. Get your parent or your teacher to sign them, and then turn those into your teachers, all right? Those bookmarks are due April 1st. So when are they due? April 1st. April 1st, and who do you give your bookmark to? Your teacher. And how many books do you need to read? 4. Very good. So with those 4 books, and make sure you turn in those bookmarks, we will bring you your 2 free tickets. And as a special thank you to all of your teachers and your staff for helping us out, we are going to bring them 2 free tickets as well. How does that sound? Yes, so everybody gets to come out to a game. And guys, we have so much fun at Skeeters games. One more time, who's already been to one? All right, if you already have your hand raised, Swanson wants one more person to come up here and tell us their favorite part about coming to a Skeeters game. seeing who's going to win, and of course he loves it when the Skeeters win. Let's give him a round of applause. So just like Alex said, there is so much excitement at a Skeeters game. We really do have so much fun. Of course, you can come watch great baseball, see our Skeeters. Hopefully they have a win for you. But there's so many other things we have. We actually have a big playground. We have a splash pad. We even have a basketball court you can all play on before and during the game. You can also come a little bit early, meet our players, get some autographs, and then run the bases after the game. And of course, you can come say hi to Swatson, let him know you did your reading. So, one last time, how many books do you need to read? 4! All right, and when are your bookmarks due? April 1st, and who do you need to give those to? Your teacher. Awesome, very good. Well, make sure you get those turned in so you can come out to a baseball game so we can all see you this season, all right? Thank you guys so much for letting us come talk to you this morning. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right, boys and girls, who enjoyed having Skeeter out here with us this morning? All right, take a seat. Take a seat.